Salve discipuli. Today we're going to go over this first assignment, and typically we'll do this when there's a lot of common problems. Instead of giving you individual feedback, you guys will go over this, and I'll walk you through how you should have done it, and there'll be some questions to answer. So, number one, anytime you just see a val at the end, it's a command, so it translated as just call me. Number two, NT from our present tense chart equals they, so you have to say they have nothing. Number three, quid. You can start with that. Now, number three is a little weird because it's a question. So you should see this ending and you should know it means you love. Okay, that's from your present tense chart. So a couple ways you can do it. What do you love, or what are you loving? Those are ways that you can still stay in the present tense, but you're asking a question and you're using you. Number four, anytime you see a verb end with O, it has to translate as I. So I see nothing. The word nothing really never changes forms. And remember, Latin word order doesn't matter. You have to really kind of see the whole thing as one big picture. And you really want to concentrate on the verb and its ending, because that tells you I. Okay, saipe, what I like to call a junk word, it means often. Me is always going to translate as me or myself. And then T here, so that gives you your subject, which is he, she, it. Now we don't know, so we'll just go with he. He often loves me. And I just fit often in there. You can put it wherever. You can put it at the end of the sentence. It doesn't matter, as long as you have the subject right, the verb, and you have the me in there. Okay, number six, nihil. You don't want to start with it. You want to take a look at your verb, and it ends in mus. So that means we. So we give nothing. And technically, you could say nothing we give. That sounds like you're Yoda, from Star Wars. Nothing we give. But we give nothing sounds better. All right. Number seven. The first word is a verb with an S ending, so you probably want to just go ahead and do you love. Now here, a lot of you made a mistake. So this, and I'm going to flash over to our vocab list, that form is the second principal part of the verb, or what's called let's go this verb. All right, that's what we call the infinitive, and it translates as to, which all the definitions use, to terrify. So when you see that form, which is also the form you look at to see what conjugation you're in, but if it's in a sentence, you translate it as to. So you love to terrify me. Okay, number eight. So this is also an infinitive, so it should translate as to protect. Go over here, or to save or guard. I'll do guard, I guess. Okay, T, he, she, it. So once again, you could just pick one. She, it's the verb to love. She loves to guard me. Okay, number nine, a question, kind of like the first question. What? I'll do a different way here. So you can do what do you think, or you can do what are you thinking, which sounds a little bit better. Okay, everything is in the present tense, and you have the you because it's a you ending. Okay, when you see an exclamation point, it's a hint that it's a command, but TE is how you do a plural command. This is just bye or goodbye. Okay, now going into Latin. So you really have to know your stuff when you go into Latin. So I ought. So this threw some people off. Debeo can mean two things, to owe or ought, and they're kind of different. So one of the things you have to do with translation is sometimes you have to use the best definition depending on what sounds better. So I ought, the I is the O ending, so debeo. To give, so we got to go look at our vocab list, and dare is the second principal part, that's the infinitive, and then nothing is always just nihil. I saw a lot of you using the chart activity for these answers, but you really just need your vocab list and your knowledge of the present tense endings, the OST, must, his, int, and an infinitive, and how to do a command. I know it's a lot right now, but you'll get used to it. All right, what is he thinking? So the word for what is quid, and then you need the he, she, it form of the verb. So let's take the verb to think. It's an ARE verb, and the he ending. And so it should look like that. They love to wander often. So they love, verb to love. And by the way, you can see I've been capitalizing or not capitalizing. It doesn't matter in Latin. Usually everything you see in Latin is uppercase, but it doesn't matter. All right, they love to wander often. So we're going to put the they ending. To wander. Let's go over to our vocab list. Ero is the verb to wander or make a mistake. And we're going to use that second principal part for the infinitive, errare. And then saipe is the word for often. Okay, think plural. So a lot of you made mistakes here because I just briefly gave you notes on commands up here. A plural command should look like that. So think. So we're going to take the stem, the vowel from the conjugation, and te, cogitate. She praises me often. So we can take laudo, the verb to praise. It's an ARE verb, and then the he, she, it ending. Me is just me. Saipe is just a junk word. Always looks like that. By, singular. So you use, so a singular command is just the vowel from the conjugation, and that's it. She does not terrify me. All right, so the does threw some people off, but really it's just the verb to terrify with the he, she, it, third person singular ending, and then the word non, which we learned is how you say not. And then we need me. So let's do the verb first. You can do the non first. It doesn't matter. Non. Call me plural. So we need the plural command. So we're going to take the stem, the vowel. We're going to add the te to make it plural, and then the me. You singular warn me. So the verb to warn. Second conjugation. So we're going to do an e. And then the s stands for singular. So we want the you singular, which is s. And then me. I ought to think. So debeo, o means I. And then, once again, let's take a look at the verb to think. Second principal part, cogitare. All right, I've already given a lot of you feedback. Some of you I wasn't able to get to, but this just puts everybody on the same page. And hopefully the second assignment is making more sense. All right. So once again, there's a lot to put together right away, but you guys will get used to this. All right. All right. So yeah, you could say it's technically nothing we give. But like I said, you'll sound like Yoda. So you can ask me to do my Yoda impersonation if you want. It's all right. All right. Enough nonsense. All right. I'll see you guys later. Hope you followed along and take care.